Hey guys, Samsung has lost their damn mind. Guys, the S25 series just launched, and Samsung has basically left almost everything unchanged in the S25 and S25 Plus. Today, I'm going to focus on the S25 and just talk about a few things which I think Samsung has got completely wrong in this generation. I think Samsung missed a golden opportunity to actually do justice to the Vanilla S series, the S25 and the S25 Plus. What Samsung did, in my opinion, is just take the same form factor, change the camera rings, and put a new chip in it. That's all. Everything else remains the same. And that's not acceptable, not in any way, shape, or form. And to make things worse, Samsung is selling this device for $1,000. And do you know what you can get for $1,000? An Apple iPhone 16 Pro. And the Apple iPhone 16 Pro and the S25 Plus, they are in completely different leagues. Completely different leagues. I don't know how Samsung is hoping to push this phone on the market. Like, how does he expect to sell this smartphone? I really don't get it. Guys, if you just take a look at the specs of both phones, it might give us an understanding of what I'm trying to talk about. This is I believe, yes, this is the S25 Plus and the Apple iPhone 16 Pro. Apart from release date, what else is there? Dimensions, of course, the smaller and the bigger phone. The S25 Plus is 6.7 inch, the 16 Pro is 6.3 inch. So I guess that determines on what size of phone you want to buy. In terms of build, um, the 16 Pro is a better built device. There's no doubt. It has better, stronger glass front and back, and it's built from titanium. And the S25 Plus is built from aluminium. You can see aluminium frame, titanium frame, grade 5, just aluminium frame. Don't know what grade that is. IP68 does water resistance up to 1.5 meters for 30 minutes. That's the S25 Plus. While the 16 Pro is up to 6 meters, which is roughly 4 times, I believe. Yes, 4 times for 30 minutes. In terms of this display, of course, one is bigger, one is smaller. So I don't want to talk about this, get too involved into display tech. OS is different. Both chips are obviously capable chips. The the only plus side will be that the S25 Plus starts at 256 gigabytes of RAM of storage and 12 gigs of RAM. But I don't think that is that big of a reason, to sell both devices for the same price. Now let's get to the what I think is the most important part, the cameras, because this is the area where I think Samsung actually dropped the ball on the S25 vanilla smartphones. They refuse to change a damn thing about the camera. The cameras are exactly the same from last year, and they did not compare well with devices released last year. The same 50 megapixel wide lens, which is barely okay. The 10 megapixel 3 times telephoto is what I'll call subpar, and the 12 megapixel ultra wide is just so it's just okay. And for the same $1,000, you're getting Apple's best camera effort yet. Talking about the 48 megapixel wide, 12 megapixel periscope telephoto, and the 48 megapixel ultra wide. There's really there's no reason to think about it. Anybody with half a brain will go for the Apple iPhone 16 Pro. So guys, so I really don't get it. So what is Samsung trying to do? Don't they want to sell smartphones? And some persons I've heard this talk about, oh, if Samsung had had a better camera, probably they would have had to increase the price of the vanilla S25 series. Like, Apple is doing all of this stuff and still selling the smartphone for $1,000. Apple is adding better design, way better cameras, no, top class cameras that can go toe to toe with the newly released S25 Ultra, titanium built body, which I think would definitely cost more, and every other little things about the phone, which I think is just better. The camera button, which is an additional feature, depending on if it's useful or not. That's something else to debate some other time. But you can see that some Apple is putting more money into making the 16 Pro than Samsung. I believe Samsung is putting to make the S25 Plus. So the argument that if Samsung had put more features, they would have had to increase the price. As it stands today, the S25 Plus is at best an $800 smartphone. It is not even worth $900 for what it's offering. Super cameras and a good chipset, which I think is the only good thing about the S25 series. To be honest, the fact that it's not running an Exynos chip is the only thing I can look for to be like, okay, yeah, something has changed. And even that, in my opinion, is not even that big of a deal because, to be honest, let's look at what Samsung says about the new chip. Let's take their word for it and just check it out. Okay, now it says that now it says 39% faster processing. How am I supposed to measure that? Like, guys, we're at a point whereby I can say every mid-range to high-end smartphone is fast, at least from the past 2, 3 generations. 39% faster processing. What does that mean? We do not live in a world whereby we are launching TikTok, closing it, or launching Facebook, closing it, just to see how fast our phones are. That's nobody's reality. Today, all phones are fast. All phones can do pretty much every task well. Now, 25% faster GPU performance. What does that even mean? These are smartphones. They will definitely throttle themselves down. That's a fact. They're going to throttle down. That doesn't mean shit. And 41% NPU, but guess I'm talking about AI stuff. So the only thing Samsung has going for the S25 series is just AI this, AI this, AI that, which may most likely come to other S24 series or S24 series of smartphones. And most of the AI stuff that Samsung is talking about are actual Google products that that they literally renamed. They turned Google's best frame to best face. Just to mention one of them. Well, to round this up, guys, first of all, let me just put it plain. I don't think the S24 Plus is worth it, in my opinion. It's not worth it. There are better smartphones to get. If I have $1,000, I'm not buying the S24 Plus. I'd rather get the Apple iPhone 16 Pro than get the S24 Plus. And if I'm shopping Android only, I might look at other options. Because I think for $1,000, you get better Android phones out there, without a doubt. Yeah, I think there are better ones out there, without a doubt. And the S25 Plus, it actually competes with the 16 Plus, the 16 Pro Max. Not the 16 Pro, I beg your pardon. And if you look at it with the 16 Pro, it actually compares in terms of specs for specs. They're about 6.7 inches in size. IP dust water resistance. Okay, the Apple actually has better dust water resistance. They have the same screen size. Ceramic shield, which are probably better than conic reflectors. Who knows? That's left for someone to decide on. They both have both capable chips. Storage to me, it doesn't really mean anything to me. Cameras. I think from reviews I've seen, the 16 Plus is doing better than the S24 Plus in camera test. And the cameras have not changed for the S25 Plus, so it's still gonna do better. Obviously, because there's no change in the camera department. And the Apple iPhone 16 Plus, I think retails for around $850, which is still cheaper than the S25 Plus. So, guys, what is Samsung going for with this pricing? Honestly, I can tell it begs beggars understanding. I don't think it's worth $1,000. At best, I need an $800 smartphone, in my opinion. And I think Samsung has missed an opportunity to make the Vanilla S series be relevant again. Ever since Samsung brought the Note series to become the S Ultra series, they've literally started pushing, widening the gap between the Vanilla S series and the Ultra series. All of Samsung best camera efforts goes to the Ultra, and they just take whatever is left of the bin and just put it for the regular S series. They don't get the best screen. Sometimes they don't get the best protection. They don't get the best materials in terms of phones build quality. They don't get up Samsung best design efforts. They don't get nothing. So Samsung just take whatever is left in their parts bin and just put. That's how they just keep the camera the same. Just put bigger eye rings around the cameras and call it a day. Change colors and call it a day. All of Samsung efforts simply goes for the Ultra. So this is not speaking for me. I like my phones big, but if Samsung, I think Samsung should make a smaller Ultra, so that we'll just know that the regular S series of smartphones are just, you know, sub $1,000 smartphones. Because I think the S21 Plus is not worth $1,000. It's at best an $800 smartphone for me. One, I think Samsung needs to make a smaller Ultra. There might be people out there that actually cares for the best Samsung has to offer, but they are not really in the market for the size, the 6.9-inch screen size of the S25 Ultra. Maybe that might help them, win some customers or win some favor for some quarters. So, guys, that's my take for today, and I'll see you in the next one.